Good evening and welcome to our video lesson on multiplication equations. I need you in your notebook to write down right now the title of multiplication equations. You don't need to write down everything that I write. I will tell you specifically when you need to write something down. I will be checking your notebook tomorrow to make sure that you have everything you needed to do written down. The first question you don't need to write down. Just listen and watch and think about it. When we have an equation that looks like the one in number 1, this one right here, we have 4n equals 68. Remember, in this unit, we aren't using the times symbol anymore. This one right here, I don't want to see it ever, because you might confuse it with the variable x. From now on, if you see two variables, a number and a variable right beside each other, it means times, or you could use the dot, or you could use parentheses. So we know that this equation is telling us that 4 times n equals 68. When we're solving equations, our goal is to get the variable by itself on one side of the equal sign, just like the same goal with addition or subtraction. Let's think back to when we were doing addition. If we had n plus 4 equals 68, we subtracted 4 from each side to get rid of this 4. If we had n minus 4 equals 68, this is what we did today in class, then we added 4 to each side to get rid of this 4. In this case, they're multiplied together. To get rid of this 4 out here, we're going to divide each side by 4. If you're wondering, why are you dividing, Miss Fortune? That doesn't make any sense. Pause the video and grab a calculator. Divide on your calculator, take 4 and divide it by 4. You'll see that 4 divided by 4 is 1. If we have a 1 out front of a variable, it means we just have the variable by itself. So we have n by itself on the one side, which remember was our goal, to have n by itself. Then we need to divide our 68 by 4. Whatever you do to one side, you have to do it to the other. I'm going to do this with long division. I'm going to erase some of this here. So we have 68. You're dividing it by 4. 4 goes into 6 once. 1 times 4 is 4. You subtract them. 6 minus 4 is 2. Bring down the 8. 4 goes into 28 7 times. 7 times 4 is 28. You get a remainder of 0. So we know that n equals 17. Now I'm going to check it, just so that we're sure. I'm going to erase this again so we have some space. Let's check it. To check, we are going to substitute or put our n, evaluate this equation for when n equals 17. So we go 4, n equals 68, then 4, and I'm going to put it in brackets, 17 equals 68. Now we need to multiply 17 times 4. 4 times 7 gives me 28. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 2 is 6. So we have 68 equals 68. My happy face. Oh, he looks a little funny. Here, now we're going to do number 2. You need to write this down in your notebook. Start by writing 6x equals 144 right now. So you need to write this one down. Okay. Our goal again is to get the variable by itself. To do that, we need to find a way to get rid of this 6. This 6 right here. The 6 is multiplied to the x. To get rid of it, we're going to divide it by 6 so that we have the x by itself. If we do it to the one side, we have to do it to the other side to keep our scale equal. We know that 6 divided by 6 gives 1. So we just have 1x. We can write x by itself. Then we need to find 144 divided by 6. Just going to erase the stuff off here so you don't get confused with it. 6 can't go into 1, but 6 can go into 14. It goes in twice. 2 times 6 is 12. When you subtract them, we get 2. Bring down the 4. 6 goes into 24 4 times. 4 times 6 is 24. When you subtract them, we get 0. So we know that our x, or we think our x equals 24. I expect you to have all of this written down. All the stuff is over here. It should be written down in your notebook. Oh, including that 24. This one right here. Okay, now we're going to check it. I'm going to put a C for check. You don't have to write the whole thing, we'll just put a C. To check it, we're going to substitute our 24 in for our x. So we have 6x equals 144. We're evaluating this equation when x equals 24. We're going to have 6 is 24 equals 144. Now we need to multiply 6 times 24. I'm going to erase this so that I have space to do that. In your notebook, you still need to do this. Now, 24, we're going to multiply it by 6. 6 times 4 is 24. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 2 is 144. So now we have 144 is equal to 144. We know we are correct. Excellent. We're now going to add to your foldable. To your foldable, you need to write this example underneath the multiplication section. Write that example down. Then we're going to divide by 4 to get this x by itself. We're also going to divide this one by 4. 4 divided by 4 gives 1, so then we just have 1x here equals whatever 64 divided by 4 is. So we'll do it on the side. You don't need to write this down in your foldable, not the division. 4 goes into 6 once. 1 times 4 is 4. We're going to subtract it, get 2. Bring down the 4. We have 24. 4 goes into 24 6 times. 6 times 4 is 24. Subtract them, you get 0. So x equals 16. Now we need to check it. 4x equals 64. We're going to evaluate this equation when x equals 16. Four times 6 is 24. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 2 is 6. So we have 64 equals 64, and we know our answer is correct. So we can put a smiley face. That is it for our video. You need to solve this equation right here on your own and check your solution. Solve it right now. Use the steps we've been using the whole time. Use these examples to help you. Tomorrow in class, a volunteer can come up and show their answer on the board and explain it to the class. I hope you found the video lesson helpful, and I hope you have a good night. See you tomorrow.